All right. Hi, everyone. We are live with Carnivore Kipp. If we've not met before, I'm Ellie from Nourishment Redacted, and I'm so excited to meet you for the first time and really just um, talk about our experiences on the carnivore diet. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. How are you doing, Kipp?
I'm doing great. And as I told you before we went live, it's great to get to hang out with different people that believe the way we do and that are on this carnivore journey. So we're just hanging out tonight and having a great time together and, getting to know each other more, but, just sharing our journeys and sharing our stories. So thank you for having me. And I'll go ahead and let my subscribers know from the gate if they're watching. Y'all go check out Ellie's channel. I put a link to her channel in my description. Y'all go and subscribe to her channel whenever this is over.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. I know it's going to be, I'm looking forward to interacting with your audience and having our audiences mingle. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I was curious. So you started carnivore last year, right?
Yes, I started January 2nd of last year, and it's been a wild ride ever since then.
Yeah, it's so true. I started mine May 2nd of last year. And so I'm about like 8 months in. And it's just so amazing how in such a small chunk of our lives, how much we can change our physical bodies, how we've changed mentally, how I've changed spiritually with it, just like getting in tune with my soul and with the guy upstairs. And it's just like it's just incredible. Like I mean, obviously weight loss has been huge for you. What do you think has been like the biggest, like the big one, the biggest impact that you've had?
Well, the biggest impact for me is being able to do things easier with my daughter because whenever I first started, I couldn't even, my daughter, she was 9 months old, and I couldn't even hardly get out of her chair with her and, go lay her down in her crib. I tell people that I felt like I was about to break my kneecaps trying to get out. I'm a tall guy, and her chair was kind of low. And when I was getting up, it was hurting every time. And so now I can do that easier. I just have more energy. I'm not Dr. Chafee energy, but I'm
I'm not
way
either.
farther along the on this journey than I was then. And that's the biggest thing.
Well, that is so beautiful because I know you're a dad, and I'm also a mom. I have a 3.5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, and it it sucks when you feel like you can't be there for your kids, like whether physically like able to, because I've been there. Like at my heaviest, I was 240 pounds, and I'm finally down to like my new goal weight, I guess. Like I'm 170, and that came from doing keto first, and then falling off because my doctor told me that I was going to be harming my baby because I became pregnant with keto. Fertility went up. It was great, and everything. Oh, I'm blurry. Sorry, guys. Let me get a little closer. And then all of a sudden, the carb addiction came back, and I was eating with my emotions again. And so then there was a couple of years in between that, and then I started carnivore. And I feel like I think like the biggest thing for me is that I have this mental clarity to where I don't have panic attacks anymore. And I feel good in my body, and I actually feel like I have an identity now. And it also helps that I lost all the weight too, so I can actually like run after the kids somewhat, even though I have a bad knee. Um, yeah, that's just so cool.
How much weight did you actually lose?
On carnivore,
Hmm.
yeah, in the 8 months, I've lost about 30 pounds, but I've also lost like almost 40 inches off my body.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing. I
it's
wish that I would have taken before pictures when I first started, and I wish that I would have taken measurements. But honestly, when I first started, I thought this was going to be like everything else that I've ever done, where it would be cool for a few weeks and then that would be the end of it. But now it's turned into, oh my goodness, this actually works. And so, but it's too late to get those before pictures. But after because I've went off plan a couple times, so when I started back this year in January, I decided from that point I was going to take pictures, and I'll probably do pictures updated each month just to see the difference. And I'm also going to take measurements of my waist just to see my waist go in and how many inches I can lose in my waist.
No, that's so important. Like the weight that we carry in our waist, I think is like probably the most important because it's just like all the organs are right here,
Hmm.
all the
Yeah.
vital organs. And I think that it's going to be motivating for you to look at those pictures because I know that you're going to be doing great with the scale going down, but sometimes it can be really discouraging. On Carnivore, I had a couple of months where I didn't lose much weight, like maybe 2 pounds or 3 pounds. I'm much lighter, but
Hmm.
still, it's pretty it can be quite, I lost the word. I lost the word. This is life. I lost
You
it.
can just feel
I
like
just
it's a
felt,
small amount or not significant, but whenever
yeah,
really it
felt
is.
demeaning almost. And I wanted to give up sometimes, but then I was like, oh wait, I have energy. Oh wait, I don't have anxiety anymore. My skin is clearing up because I had really bad rosacea and fine, like for the first time, it's like starting to like clear up. And there's just like so many other reasons besides the number on the scale. And having those pictures and those measurements were a really big factor for me to just like keep going. So it feels good.
No. I just wanted to say real quick too that I see
Yeah.
that Christy's here, and I'm mad because she could have been in the chat with us. She should have been here.
Yeah. Hey, Christy. I love Christy. It's so funny. Christy came to my little baby channel. I say we have baby channels because that's when we started kind of like at the same time. Maybe I'm like two
You're
months ahead of her, if anything.
your
And
channel's not a baby channel. You're doing
no,
great. How many subs
no,
you got
okay.
right now?
1600.
You're doing good. The big hump is to get over a
Yeah,
thousand, and you got
yeah.
there. And that's why I told my people, hey, y'all go subscribe to her channel and help her out. If y'all want the carnivore community to grow, it's only going to grow if y'all help each other out and subscribe. So definitely do that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hmm.
But I was so thankful for Christy because she wrote me a comment and she was like, hey, do you want to talk? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's talk. And then because of that, a friendship was born and we started Lioness Lifestyle Live, which, if your audience doesn't know, is a live stream we do every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we have a meat based lady come on and they share her story. And we also have Haley from Meat is Where It's At. And it's really fun. And I'm just so glad like to have all these new friends, including you, Kip. So
That's awesome.
there's so many people. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, they're all saying hello and different things like that. Evening, different
Yeah,
comments that they're all making. Do you know Randy for the ground beef guy?
I don't. Tell me about him.
Yeah, you need to check out Randy. He's got a channel.
Hi, Ren.
I sometimes I try to mention some of the channels that I see in here. Of course, y'all know Christy. I see Hoosier Carnivore. He's in
Yeah,
here.
Hoosier's here. Hey, Brett. Brett and I started our channel like I think like the same month, and so we collaborated early on, and he's he's so cool.
He's
Really
actually
nice, sweet
joining
guy.
me in the 90-day BBB&E challenge.
Mhm.
He's told me that he's committing to it with me because I needed a huge reset in January because I went off the rails bad during the holidays. It was not pretty, and so him and there's about 300 people have decided to take on that challenge, and I've had a few people drop out, but hey, I know we're still going to get good results for those that stick with it.
That's so great. Are you after the it's 90 days?
Yes.
After the 90 days you're going to be like asking everyone like how much they've lost and stuff like that and probably doing like a big total of pounds or
Well, in the
what do you do?
beginning, whenever I first started the challenge, I mainly was asking people just to join me because I needed somebody to help me to stay motivated because I had been off plan for 2 months and I had gained 60 pounds in 2 months. So I was like, I just need some help. I need to know somebody else is doing this with me. And so it ended up being 300 people over the next week to decide to join me. So I'm guessing at this point Now I'm guessing that whenever the 90 days is over, people I may make a video where people can say how much they lost. That way I can tally it and see. Or I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but I know that I get excited every week when different people tell me, "Hey, I lost 5 pounds this week. I lost 10 pounds." I think it's amazing.
It really is, and it's like I struggled with weight ever since like I graduated high school, and in my early 20s, like I was putting on like 10 pounds a year. You know, it was like it was just a slowly like increasing, and my need for food to like regulate my emotions and like be a person was just so strong. And it's so and in particular like sugary foods and carbs and stuff. Like, do you find that those foods were like your downfall? Because I know you're from the South. They have some good
Yeah.
cooking over there.
Well, in the South, everything's your downfall. Like, I mean, that like you can't even have like I know some people in the carnivore community are super anti veggies, but even in the South, you can't even hardly have veggies and have them halfway clean because like they take their tomatoes and they deep fry them, and then deep
Oh,
fried tomatoes, and then they take their okra, if you know what that is, and they deep fry
mhm,
it. So everything is deep fried, and it's not just in grease; it's in grease with batter and all that stuff. So yeah,
mhm,
everything's terrible for you. But I'm not gonna lie, nothing tastes better. But it's definitely not worth it because that's the reason I was almost 500 pounds because my whole life I've lived in the South. Whenever I was a little kid, like I've asked my mama, and she'll tell you when I was like 1 to 2 years old, I was drinking sweet tea out of a baby bottle,
mm,
and like still to
yeah.
this day, my favorite drink on the planet is sweet tea, and not like a little bit sweet. I like it really sweet. But the thing is, it's terrible for you because she would make
Yeah.
a gallon of tea and she'd put 2 cups of sugar in it, and it is
Oh,
super sweet, but and it's terrible for you, but I've always loved it, but now I've transitioned to just drinking sparkling water or water, and it's really helping me out.
that's great. There was something that like that was a vessel for having a lot of sugar for me was coffee. I used
Mhm.
to drink so like a whole pot of coffee a day. And you know, it would have milk and it would have sugar. Like I used to make this joke back when in my early 20s. I would I'd have the cup and I'd have like the little pour and I'd be like, you know, I'm pouring it. I'm like, no, no, keep going. No, 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 we're not there yet. And I would just and they're like, okay, maybe a little bit more. You know, that's I really had like this symbiotic like relationship almost with sugar because it was what helped me get out of bed in the morning. But since I've been on carnivore, I obviously quit sugar, but also I've quit coffee as well. That happened around 2 months in.
Yeah, and the thing that I've noticed, like if I'm on carnivore from, and this is just from like the second half of last year, whenever I would do good for a couple weeks and I would go off plan. I would do good for a couple weeks and go off plan. That's what the second half of the year was kind of like. I was struggling bad. But I've noticed, and I had time to reflect on it. And what happens for me is when I'm about a month or two in, I have a switch that just makes me not even think about carbs and sugar at all. And like my wife, she's not carnivore, and I looked in the pantry for something earlier, and I seen different stuff in the pantry that wasn't carnivore, and it didn't affect me at all. But it's whenever I'm having those, I'm thinking about it all the time, and I'm paying attention to the signs of the restaurants, and I've slipped up one day because sometimes we'll trick ourselves. I was doing so good at one point last year that I'd trick myself and be like, "Oh, I've been doing so good. I'm gonna go off plan for a day." And it never wanted to end up being just a day. It would want to be a whole week. And it's
Mhm.
just and then it would take another month or two to get my mind back right. And I just kept stumbling over myself. And so now I'm wanting to just stick with it because I know the stricter that I am, for a long period of time, it's like like I can go in the grocery store and the junk food doesn't even look like food to me anymore.
Absolutely. And I think that is so great that you've Like I kind of think of it as like all those foods, like we're stuck in chains and we're like at the beck and call of them because it's just like I was telling Nia's here in the chat. I just sent her a message. We were talking about like desserts being like poison now. That's kind of how we think of it. And I was like, it's almost as if, I go into the grocery store and I walk into that bakery aisle and it's like a siren. I'm lost at sea and the siren is singing her song. And I think it's going to be a beautiful woman. But if in fact it's a monster that's going to eat me and consume me and torture me for the rest of
Mhm,
my, for my existence. And I completely, I'm really sympathetic to you about,
mhm.
you say falling off the wagon and stuff like that. My heart ached when I saw those updates. I was like, he can do this. Like I knew that I could see it. I could see it in you.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna fangirl for a moment. Sorry. I think why a lot of people resonate with you is how you speak. You don't just talk to a camera. You
I
speak to
speak
the
country.
person, and you speak. You speak to. I feel like you talk like you're this this darn webcam, whatever. I feel like you're speaking to the person, and you have this ability to be like, I know I messed up, but I'm gonna get back on it, and that's motivating because sometimes people
Mhm.
just think, oh, it's over, I'm done, and then they
Yeah.
just go lay on their bed and like I did, back when I was like super depressed and obese, and I like laid in my bed for 5 years doing nothing because I just felt like I was like garbage, But I feel like
Mhm.
through your videos, you really like grab the person. You're like, we're gonna do this. Let's do it, and it just feels good. I
Yeah.
think that's why people like you a lot, Kip, and I like you too.
Well, I appreciate it, and I definitely like you too, but the what where I think some of that comes from is because I know that if I truly give up, I'm probably gonna die, really early. I know that I probably won't make it to 50 or 55 years old, maybe 60 if I got some really good genes and I'm just lucky, because the damage that I was doing to my body, and nobody is meant to weigh 500 pounds. And I was destroying my body. Like at 25 years old, even like I was supposed to be in the prime of my life, but I'm thinking like, man, I don't want to go to this place because of this, and I don't want to do these different things. And I felt like I didn't have the energy to do it, and I'd be embarrassed with people seeing that. And so I had to give this a try. And every time that I fall, I have to tell myself, you have to get back up. Because see, some people that are on carnivore, um, if they go off carnivore, they can be fine. Like they can do other things, or maybe they don't have a bunch of weight to worry about or a bunch of health issues. Me, I feel like I'm doing this for my life. I'm doing this so that like I can survive and be around to take care of my wife and my daughter and things like that. And so because I've tried other things and they haven't worked, and this has worked. I lost 104 pounds last year, and I've never lost that much weight in my whole life, so that I know that it can work. I just have to keep getting back up and keep going.
See, he did it. He just did it. What I was talking about. He did the
Yeah.
thing. The character.
Yeah, I was
Yeah. No,
talking that
that's
country talk.
no, no motivational. And
Yeah,
country motivational talk. Let's
yeah.
call it that. I'd love to pop up some comments. Cordelia, I had a few slip ups in the fall. Being on the program with Kip has kept me strong. I'm committed to his success. I'm B and E. No cheese. I think she meant heavy whip. Yeah, heavy whipping cream, etc. That's so great. Like, look what you're doing, Kip. See, what I like to do is bring people up. I'm like,
Mhm,
let's put them all the way up, make them feel good, because I know you were hurting. I know you were hurting so bad, but
mhm.
I think your community is just going to keep surprising you with how much they love you. And
Yeah.
Allison Johnson's here. Hey, I know you just went live with her recently. That was
She's
an
but
awesome
like she's
one.
like one of my best friends, Allison is, and I
Oh,
don't just say that, I mean it. Like she is
oh,
my buddy. And yeah, like I'm coming up to Memphis where she lives, and we're hanging out, and she's coming down here and we're hanging out. But her and her husband are awesome. And if y'all don't if y'all don't know about her channel, y'all check out Allison's channel and
Mhm.
subscribe to her channel as well.
Yeah, she's amazing. We had her on Linus, and her story and like the things that she's gone through, it just boggles my mind. So yeah, everyone please go support Allison.
Yeah, when I was going way off plan over the holidays, I told her, I was like, "Man, I've been going off plan. How are you doing?" And she's like, I didn't go off plan." And I was like, "Crap, she didn't go off plan. See, I shouldn't have went."
Oh,
I was like, "I shouldn't have went off plan. If she can do it, I can." And
you gotta
so,
call her. You gotta get her number if you haven't already, and just be like, text her. I'm about to go into a drive-through. I know you're not gonna do it this year.
yeah.
You're gonna be great, but you're like, I'm about to drive to a drive-through. What do I do? Good. Oh, just
Yeah, I've got her number and we
yeah.
and we
Okay,
talk
good.
now.
Good. Hey Karen. I'm still doing 95% BBB&E. We incorporate chicken in the week though. Just had ground beef and eggs. Yum. I think that's great. If chicken
It
doesn't hurt
amazes
you,
me
use it.
whenever all these people are telling me that they're doing BBB&E too. Like even whenever Cordelia said that, it's people like that that really, I don't know, it motivates me to keep going. They always tell me, "Oh, you motivate me, you inspire me." I'm like, "Don't you realize that goes both ways?" Because there's times where I just don't want to do good. I just get in a
Yeah.
rut and I feel like giving up. And then a comment comes through from one of them, and some of them think I don't know who they are. I know who they are because they comment on every video. So I know just about every name that I see right now. I know exactly who you are.
Yeah, those core people, they continue to lift you up. Like I recently had uh, a video on my channel where I've talked about I think I've been a little depressed lately. And I'm like, well, why am I depressed? Like I have more energy and I've been I think doing the best I have in my whole life. And then I realized that there was this old crutch that was still there and it's being addicted to watching videos, which is ironic because now I make videos. But so like it's like I would I would be like check on the kids, they're good, and then I would go sneak off and go, oh, I want to catch up with this person, or just like screens in general, like checking Instagram, you know, looking up recipes, just constantly on my phone. And I realized that I was not being the best mother I could be. I wasn't taking care of myself. I felt like my eyes were bloodshot and I wasn't sleeping well because I was constantly looking at the screen. And I decided enough was enough. And I've cut it off. And it's been 2 days now. And I feel so much better because I was so irritable. Like, obviously I had two toddlers and there was something wrong going on. I couldn't handle it. And I hate saying that that hurts. That hurts to say that I couldn't handle my kids and help them through their, dysregulated emotions. But I was a wreck, man. So I feel you on feeling like, you could do better. And everyone's been so supportive on that video about that. I
Yeah,
just submitted it
and
again and it
and
hurts.
I'll say too,
Hmm.
one thing that I've learned since I started making videos is like, if you have a problem with watching too many videos, just start making your own videos because
Yeah.
now I don't have as much time to watch as many videos
Hmm.
as I'd like. I want all these people that have channels, I want to watch all of their videos, but like when I get home from work, a lot of times I'm like, I need to film that video that I thought of or that idea. I need to film it instead of watching stuff. And then by the time I get done with every thing, it's time to go to bed. So making YouTube videos is a lot of work.
It is. It really is. But I feel like it's like the most rewarding work because it's an opportunity to reflect on yourself and help others and bring people together. And that's my favorite part about the community. Just like, hey, Randy, I know Randy now. Hey, everyone, hit the like button and subscribe to the channels. Let's get the word out. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I'm all for. Some people won't mention the other channels in the live stream, but so far I like to do that and shout them out because I
Me
mean there
too.
was a time where when my channel was first getting started, somebody shouted me out. Larry and Cassie from Carnivore Quest, they were like, "Hey, y'all need to go check out Carnivore Kipp's channel." And I appreciate them doing that because it helped me get a little bit of an audience, and then I just kind of worked with that. Just like I seen Carnivore Scott's in here, he has a channel. I've watched his live streams that he does at nighttime. So y'all check out his channel as well.
Yeah, when I get to his comment, I'm totally gonna put that up. Scott's awesome.
Twin Maples
Yeah,
has a channel too.
yeah, we're gonna put all these up here. Where's my stars? Oh wait, I need to go faster. Okay.
No, you're good. Take your time.
So I love this. This is huge. So Christy, I don't know which son, but she said, my son agreed to go ketovore carnivore for 30 days to see how it affects his ADHD. I'm so happy. I've been slowly working on that for him since Thanksgiving. That's big. So is it the son with the textural issues? Let me know, because she was telling me stories like she would try to feed him meat as a young baby and he would just spit out and like throw up. I hope it's okay for me to share it. She shared it on her channel publicly, so I think it's fine. But he was like on baby food till he was like 3 or something like that. And now she's been doing carnivore, and they're like, "Hey, mom, I like that meatloaf you're making. Can you make some more?" Christy has some great recipes on her channel, so her sons are eating it. You're gonna enjoy that too. Do.
Yeah, it's her younger son, and he's 15. She just said that right here.
Oh,
Yeah, he's gonna be in for a surprise if he can stick with it for a month, even if it's ketovore. If you can do ketovore for a month coming off the standard American diet, it's gonna blow your mind. Because I knew, see, that's the reason I started my channel. When I never had a
yeah,
YouTube channel before, I was always scared and intimidated to have a channel. I had thought about doing like a barbecue channel like years ago, but I never had the confidence to do it. But when I started Carnivore, it worked so great that I was like, I got to tell somebody about this, even if it was just 5 or 10 people. And I'm still telling those same people and a whole lot more about it, and I appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, here's Carnivore Scott. He was responding to Renee. Hey, Renee. Also, so there's his channel. Everyone, go check out Carnivore Scott. Oh, Alice. Oh, you're welcome, Allison. I meant it. I meant it. Um, it's and here's Twin Maples, like we said, and we're gonna shout everybody out. My wife and I are talking about doing a challenge for February. No restaurant food. What do you think of that idea? What do you think, Kipp?
If you can do that, if you can manage to do it, then I think that's the best. The If you can not go out to eat, I honestly think that's the best thing you can do. But I'll say for me, there's a few times where I've had to go out to eat. But I will say this: when I started BBB&E, I knew that I was going to be eating at the house 90% of the time because I'm doing like steak, and it's way cheaper to cook steak at the house than to go out to eat and get steak. Because I search for $6 a pound, $7, $8 a pound. I'm not trying to pay $15 a pound for steak. So I search
Yeah,
for the deals each week, and then I just kind of eat, what's on sale. And so that mainly means I'm eating at the house or eating burgers or eggs or things like that. But if you have to go out to eat, just try to keep it as clean as you can. Life happens. I don't never want to be one of those dogmatic people that beats people up if they ever go out to eat. But use your own brain and do the best you can if you do go out to eat. Try not to be eating a bunch of junk food.
yeah, that's great advice. Personally, we don't really eat out because I sit there and I'm like, I can't eat anything. I'd rather just go home and make it better and cheaper. We
Yeah.
like to buy our groceries from like a restaurant depot. So they sell meat like um, in big bulk packages. Like I like to buy like 80 pounds of ground beef like at one time, and like 40 pounds of chicken and stuff like that. And then I'll cut it up. I'm trying to get that video edited. My monthly carnivore grocery
Do
trip.
you do you have a smoker?
No, I wish. Lord have
Okay,
mercy, I wish.
if you're buying 40 pounds of ground beef, you need a smoker. Like you,
Yeah.
because you can, like me, I take my smoker and I'll fill it up with hamburgers. Like I've hand formed my hamburger patties. I make about half-pound patties, and then or just whatever a big hand full is, and just mash them up and then season it with just salt or whatever you want to do. I normally use a few more seasonings than just salt, but
Hmm.
season it up and you can toss them all in there and let them smoke for a while, and then pull them out, and they're awesome. It's way better than what you're gonna get inside, I promise.
Yeah, my husband's actually really good. In his early 20s, he worked at a like a barbecue place, so he knows that he's a smoker and grill and all that stuff.
So
Like,
you need
yeah,
one.
I need one. We just recently, oh man, I say recently, it was like a year ago. We moved into this place and we were living in an apartment. So now we have like a bit of an outdoor space. We just have to get rid of all the junk and then start saving up for that. I would love to start grilling um and smoking and stuff. And I'm definitely gonna ask you about advice for that as well.
Yeah, when you get ready, I
Um
tell everybody, if you want a grill, talk to me first, because and I don't work for any other companies. I do have an affiliate link for one company, but
mhm,
I'm not on anybody's payroll. But I will mention there's probably 10 or 15 different brands that I'll mention because I actually believe in those products. And because a lot of the stuff you get in the stores is not very good. So, but I've been cooking long enough. I know which ones are good and I know which ones ain't.
that's great. I wanted to ask you, what we're concerned about is like the coating on a grill, you know? Like,
Yeah.
do they make, like, I don't know if it's like it's not Teflon, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not. Do they sell grills and stuff that are just like stainless steel, or is that like more
Yeah,
like
they
a
sell
stuff?
stainless steel grills if you want a stainless steel. They sell like ceramic coated. They sell like
Okay.
different like steel grills. They sell all kind of different grills. I don't worry about that kind of stuff as much as what some
Yeah.
people do. I don't think that's going to be a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to ask like Dr. Barry or something if that's
Okay.
actually going to hurt your health, but I don't think that's that big of a concern. But if you get like a stainless grill or something like that, or just something that's built a little thicker, not super flimsy, it's going to last you
Mhm.
longer.
Okay, that's good to know. I wanted to shout this channel out. Carnivore and 24 making videos is so fun. I agree. And Carver Scott, I think it's super cool to shout out others. Of course, we're all family. That's how I
That's
like to
right.
think of it.
And make sure
Brent
you
is.
tell everybody,
Mhm.
make sure you drop a hint to everybody what you're going to be doing tonight after this live's over. That way
Oh
they can
my
go watch
gosh.
they need to go watch the live stream after this one.
Oh my gosh. So JT from Poke Moonshine Fam is hosting a Carnivore Kids I guess like a Q&A, a forum, and featuring Dr. Chafee. And so I'm going to be on, Holistic Carnivore is going to be on, Mia's Way is going to be on, and a couple of others. Obviously, JT is going to be on. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing it right after this, and my heart's like, oh, I'm meeting Kipp. I'm going to meet Dr. Chafee. Ah!
You're
It's
you're
just
gonna do great. It's gonna be fun. That's a great group of people, and I mean you'll feel right at home with them.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because that's such a, like I was telling you off when we're off live, that is something that is so important to me. And I think about it every day, like, what am I doing? What am I feeding my kids? How can I feed them better? Am I doing the right thing? I don't know. So that's why I started a series on my channel called Mother Knows Best, where I invite other like meat-based moms, or it could be like if a doctor wants to come on, that'd be cool too. But
Hmm.
just to have that dialogue of like, and it doesn't have to be carnivore, it doesn't have to be keto, like it can literally just be low carb, meat-based. Meat is the priority. And I just like to get their opinion about how they're feeding their families, and it's just like a really great opportunity to share the information because there might be some parents that are like, curious about that because I had no idea what I was doing and kind of still don't. So
So
that was
I don't remember if you said it or not. What time are y'all going live?
we're going live at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Central, Eastern.
Eastern. So right after this, I do have it set up. I think it's gonna work. That if you're watching mine, it'll like redirect you to that one.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I could put a link. I could put a link in the chat. Should I do that?
Yeah, put a link in the chat. That way they know. That'd be cool. I see Aids in here. Aid is like this one of the
Hey,
smartest subscribers I've ever come across. Like
yes, they
Aid's
are.
different advice is like, man, I think Aid just reads books all day. I ain't
Yeah.
that smart down in Alabama.
Oh no. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, Aid gives a lot of advice that just like hits you in the core. It's like, oh, all right, let's do it. Let me put up their comment. They made it funny. He was like, I'm here now. Don't panic. Call off the search party. Oh, we were worried. Where were you?
Yeah, we didn't know the answers, but now you're here.
Yeah, I feel better now. I think they actually. Oh, look at this. I smoked yesterday for the first time in 3 weeks. I did a whole beef rump on a charcoal kettle with hickory chips. Does that sound right? Does that sound good?
All
Sounds
right,
good to me.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice, Aid. There's nothing wrong with a charcoal grill. Keep using it. I have one, but switch from chips to chunks. If you switch from wood chips to wood chunks, they're bigger, but they make your food taste better whenever you smoke with them. And that advice is for free, buddy. It'll help you out.
There you go. Oh, here we go. Best cooking surface is either stainless steel or cast iron. That's kind of how I was feeling too. So I'm like wondering if there was like a grill or smoker that also does that. So I'll need to
I know some
look into
stainless
that.
steel grills if you're wanting to get it, but like you're gonna
Yeah.
spend more money on a stainless. I know one
Yeah.
my dream grill, if I could have any grill on the planet and it's out of my budget, I know I can't get it. But it's made by a company called Pits and Spits and it's fully stainless steel, it's super insulated and it's bad to the bone, but it's like $5,000 or $6,000.
Oh, jeez. I don't have that. Nope.
I would love to have that baby, but but it ain't gonna
That baby can
happen.
stay on the shelf. I can't. No, I bet that would be amazing. Let's manifest it. Kip's gonna get that grill. It's gonna get it. Watch they email you and they're like, "Do you want to work with us?" That'd be awesome.
Huh, I would drop and hit the floor. I'm telling you.
Put it out
I
there.
would I would flip out.
Darth Carnivore trying to wean my daughter off of breakfast cereal. I told her the grocery store stopped making it. She asked for bacon, eggs, and sausage when the cereal runs out. There you go. That's great. I mean,
That's
like
awesome.
at the end of the day, it's like we choose what comes into the house. Um, I think that you're right on the money with that one.
Yeah, and see, I'll say where I have a little bit of a struggle, and me and my wife, we've had this
Mhm.
talk a million times,
Oh
is
yeah.
like she's not carnivore. I am. She eats the standard
Mhm.
American diet, and I don't. So we have to find a balance on because I can't just be like, she's my daughter, she's only eating carnivore. And she can't be like, she's standard American diet like me, so she's
Yeah.
only eating that. We have to find some type of balance. So a lot of times I'm sneaking pieces of steak in her mouth and letting her eat that. And then
Yeah.
sometimes my wife, she's sneaking different things in, which she's not really sneaking it, and I'm not sneaking it either. I'm just saying that to be funny.
Yeah,
But
you're being funny.
yeah, but I mean, she's given her like a little piece of a Pop Tart or a little something,
Mhm.
but we try to do a lot of healthy things for her. Like she likes different things like sweet potatoes, and she
Mhm.
was eating broccoli the other day. But she's not full fledged carnivore like me, or she's not ketovore. But I mean, like I said, my wife, she's from the opposite side, so we have to find a balance. And I mean, honestly, over time, my daughter, as she gets older, she can see how I do and how my wife does, and she can kind of find her own path.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely don't want there to be any like married married squabbles, between each
Yeah.
other. Like luckily, my husband, he is carnivore with the kids, but like bread comes in the house sometimes, rice comes in the house, and we give it to the kids. I'd say they're like 80-90% carnivore. For a long time they were 100% carnivore. It was just that. But I think low if it's I think the this is just my opinion. Best thing is whole food. Try to do little to no processed foods, and the meat is the star of the show. It is the biggest portion. And then if you want to give them a sweet potato or some broccoli and they are metabolically healthy and they're not like experiencing anything from it, why not? All right.
Absolutely.
Brett says, I agree with Aid. Stainless and cast iron are the best to cook on grill on. Yeah, I'm an affinity for them, but I
Yeah.
totally get that it's more expensive.
Aluminum, which some people flip out. I got a smoker too. One of them that's just solid aluminum, and that thing
Mhm.
it's super solid. It's called a PK grill. Then I've got like a drum smoker. I can't remember what kind of rolled steel they're made out of, but then my big smoker out back is made out of, I think it's just cast steel or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I know that thing is like super solid. If you punched it, it'd break your
Mhm.
arm or it'd break your wrist for sure.
Oh, oh, yeah, just like
Yeah.
that. Aid says, "Thank you, Kip. I will change from chips to chunks. Thank you."
Man, I taught Aid something, y'all. I can't
I
believe I taught
know.
Aid something. That's the first time ever.
That's awesome. We all have our strengths. Aid apparently is good at everything. Um, Nia says, "I've grilled a lot on charcoal and will second the chunks are a better statement." There you go.
Yeah, they're
Um,
better. You can, man, I can smoke food, like shove my coals to the side on a charcoal grill and put wood chunks in there, and I can make it taste close to a smoker. It's not gonna be as good as like when I
mhm.
cook on my stick burner, like with the real logs. It's not gonna be that good, but it'll be a lot closer than what you would think it would be.
Oh, good to know. Brett says, "I used $50 Weber. I think that's how you pronounce it. Can cook some great food if you're just starting out with charcoal on a budget." Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind.
That's where
And
I
Karen's,
started. My first grill was a Weber kettle grill.
there you go. That's awesome. I'm just checking my phone just as in case. My husband's like, "What do I do?" Because he has the kids right now. He took them to the mall. Oh, it's a cute video. I'm gonna have to look at that later. All right, focus is back on you guys. I just see like this, like the beginning picture of a video of my son. He's 1.5. He has a little broom. I'm like, oh no, it's gonna be adorable. Um, there's nothing wrong with cooking on an aluminum. It's fine. Oh, okay, sounds
Yeah, I've
good.
never had an issue with it, and that cooker,
Hmm.
that PK grill, it's a fabulous cooker.
That's good to know. So, Kip, how I know you said that you wanted to probably later in the year. You want to do a 5K.
Mhm.
And I would love to know, like, what is it about the 5K? Like, do you think that's like a really like big challenge? Like, have you ever like really respected runners, or like I'm just curious why the 5K of all things?
Well, I mean, I do watch a couple running channels whenever I have some
Yeah.
free time. I'll be laying in bed and watching a couple running channels. But, I've never no one has ever been a runner in my family. I live in a small town, so it's not like you go outside and you see people running down the road. Like, if people are running where I live, there must be some type of wild animal chasing them. So, like so, like, it's not like, in Chicago where people are running all down the street or running in their subdivision. There ain't even hardly any
Mm.
many subdivisions down here, but, everybody has their own house, you know? But, I've always, when I seen it on TV, I seen people run, and I thought that, "Man, that's crazy that their body could actually do that." Like, they could run, because I was always big. Uh, I was over 300 pounds when I was in seventh grade, and I've never been below that. So running was never an option for me. And since I started my carnivore journey, I was like, you know what? I've seen all those other people run. I bet with carnivore, I could do it too. And so it just was one of them things. I was like, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm going to throw it out there and just say, hey, I'm going to run a 5K. And it started out, I was just walking, and then now I've built up to where I could jog a little bit. Now, just starting back on carnivore, I'm not jogging right now because I gained 60 pounds back, and I'm trying to work through that and get that extra weight off my joints and things like that. But it's just something that's like, I like to challenge myself, because like I'm like, I know I said that I need to do this, so I need to stick with it and see it through. So I mean, it'll kind of be motivation for me as well. It's not the fact that it's a 5K. It's just I said I was going to do it, so I need to do it.
Yeah. No, that's great. Sticking to what you're gonna say. That just shows that you're reliable and you want to take care of yourself. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I have never been physically gifted. I'm very hold on, let me just make sure. Nope. Okay. I wanted to make sure I didn't lock the top latch so they could come in if they come back home. I've always been very klutzy. I mean, like the wall just like comes out of nowhere, smacks me in the face, and I get knocked out. You know, it's just like I don't know how it happens, but walls attack me, counter islands attack me. You know, so I think that's so great. And I've also had some knee issues. Actually, it's funny. I actually dislocated my knee like 3 days into the carnivore diet. So I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk, and because it was a repeat dislocation, it was really painful. But
Ooh.
and I need surgery, but I have not gotten surgery just because of the healing time. It's like 5 months. 5 months of like not walking and not taking care of my babies. That's not going to happen. But I feel like my knee is so much stronger now just because of like the weight coming off, and I don't know, I have less inflammation. So there's definitely benefit to that, but I don't know if I'll be running any 5Ks anytime soon.
I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be this
Hmm.
year, and it's gonna be in the last quarter of the year. It's gonna be
Yeah.
in the last 3 months, but I can't give out the exact date yet. They have to wait for that. But it's gonna be this year, and a bunch of people have said that they want to come and be there, and if they do, that'd be awesome. Maybe afterwards we could all go out to eat together or something like that. But I want to see that through this year.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Simpson, hey, question. Have you been using your bike?
Yes, I wanted to use it with my camera, but I kept like falling off the bike, and so because it's hard to hold your camera and film and ride a bike at the same time. So right now I'm just riding the bike, without video in it, and then and it is helping my joints by just doing that instead of walking a whole lot. But the last 2 days I've went for walks, and it actually felt pretty good, and I'm not having any pain yet from the walking, so that's a blessing. I definitely want to get back to jogging, but I honestly think it's going to be a couple more, like maybe 2 or 3 more months before I get into anything like that, because I need to get this extra inflammation and stuff off. But I love the bike, and I'm very thankful for the person that's in it.
Yeah, it looks so nice. You look so happy riding around. I actually don't know how to ride a bike. I don't know if you knew that.
uh,
I've gone
that's
my whole
fine.
life without knowing how to ride a bike. I don't know. My mom was like, because I grew when I was a young girl. I was in New York, and it was dangerous. So I was not playing outside without her watching me, and I just never. I don't know. Never
You
learned.
need to learn. I mean, like Carnivore makes you do amazing things. You might as well. I'm ready to see that video. Carnivore taught me how to ride a bike.
Oh man, you're gonna make me
I don't want to keep you
want to get
too
a
long
bike.
though. I know you have that stream in just a few minutes, and you need to get a sip of
Yeah.
water or something before that stream.
I can. Let's just go through the rest of the comments because JT told me I can come on like 5 minutes before, so I don't have to like. I know I did tell you. I appreciate that. Right? Is my computer time right? Yeah, we're good. But let's see. All right. I mean, everyone's just kind of talking amongst them. So, oh, here we go. Twin Maples. Kipp, cities near you that are doing 5Ks are hard to find right now. I've been looking. By the summer, they will have fall runs on the schedule. Turkey trots around Thanksgiving or a thing. I know you said you didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do the turkey trot mainly because, well, two reasons. One, if people are going to come to it, I don't want to take Thanksgiving away from anybody. Like, because I mean, that's time with their family, and I'm huge on family,
Mm-hmm.
and my family does a lot of things on Thanksgiving. We have multiple Thanksgiving dinners, and I live on a Native American reservation,
Yeah.
and so because I'm part of a tribe, even though I know I don't look it. I am part of a tribe, and Thanksgiving is huge down here, and we have this big powwow every year. So I don't want to mess with Thanksgiving. So it's going to be that time of year, but I don't have the exact. I think I know which date it's going to be, but I can't share that date yet. But it's coming,
Okay.
and I have found a few in like the Mobile area. If I don't know if many people know the area, but Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida, it's probably going to be in one of those cities because the town I live in is super small.
All right. There you go, guys. Wait, so you have to keep up to date with Kipp when he announces that. Hoosier Brett says, with you on the 5K. I would love to run jog one summer. They have one here in September every year. So
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Hoosier that was it. Somebody was telling me they did one in some little town called like Mayberry or something. I cannot remember who it was though. But I'd love to do one with Hoosier at some point. That would be awesome, Rhett.
that's so sad, Ellie. I think that's referring to me not knowing how to ride a bike. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I'm a sad person. I actually I was thinking when I was making my channel, I was like, I should be the crying carnivore because I cry out on every video, especially in the beginning. I'm always crying. It's a lot of tears. But
In your videos, whenever you post them,
yeah, in the beginning, I had a lot of tears because I feel like I've like overcome, trauma and just bad self esteem and gotta release it. So I like to
that's good. I
show
mean, having a
more
channel
about
is like therapeutic. Like, there's times where,
yeah.
like, people think I'm talking to them. That how you said that I'm sitting there and I'm talking to everybody. Okay, look, really, I'm talking to me. Like, I'll sit here and I'll be like, "Hey, y'all can do this. Y'all can this," but really, I'm saying I can.
Mhm.
And it motivates myself to say those things. Or when I'm having stressful days, I get on here and talk, because I'm not the type of person to sit down and write stuff down and have a
Yeah.
journal and a notebook. And I've never done that. I've never had a diary or anything like that. So this is my diary. I get on here and I just speak from whatever's going on right now in my head.
Yeah, I actually I have a series on my channel. I call it self-talk therapy. And I say, instead of going to therapy, I talk to a camera. And that's where I've released some of that. Nia's gonna be on the live stream with Dr. Chafee. So if you love Nia as much as I do, her and I have become such good friends. She says, thanks, Ellie and Kip. Great talk and very encouraging. You're welcome. Anytime.
Absolutely. I've had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I hope we can. I probably should hop off soon, but I wanted to just thank you for meeting up with me and get. I loved getting to know you. Exactly the same. Watching the video, he's the same guy, good heart, and I wish you all the blessings and luck that you can get. And I know I'll talk to you soon, though. But I
Absolutely.
guess
We'll
I'll
have to do
say
this again, and I hope my subscribers remember to go subscribe to your channel once we get off of here. It was a blast, and I appreciate everyone showing up and chatting with us tonight.
yeah, okay. Well, have a good night, everyone, and I hope to see you in the next live stream with Dr.
Yeah,
Chafee.
go catch the live stream, y'all.
Good
All right,
night,
bye.
everyone.